You may have heard the term value bet in online poker before, but were unsure of what it was. This video will describe the basics of value betting and show a few examples of what factors to use in deciding how much to value bet. But first, a value bet is typically a bet you make when you really want your opponent to call you. Now, this could be against more than one player, and it usually happens on the river after all the community cards have been dealt. The idea is that you want more of your opponent's money in the pot as opposed to scaring them away with a fold. There can be a delicate balance as to how much to bet in these situations, and that often depends on several factors, including betting action up to that point, the board chemistry, profiles of the players involved, and that may mean yourself as well, and the size of the pot. So in this hand, even though you don't have the nuts, you are very strong here and the likely winner. The pot is $16.50 in this multi-table tournament, and you are looking to add value to this strong hand. In other words, earn more for your winning hand. But the question is how much to value bet. You want to bet enough to get called, but not so much that he folds and you get nothing more. Remember that video where we discussed your win rate? Well, making the most of these value betting situations is a rather important skill when it comes to keeping your win rate high. Let's look at the betting action. If this is the first time that he checked in the hand, then he is probably concerned about being behind here. That would mean bet less, maybe no more than a quarter of the pot. On the other hand, the board chemistry is not so threatening. No straight or flush is possible, and he may think his top pair is good. Your set here is often difficult to figure, so that might lend itself to betting more, maybe half the pot. What kind of player is your opponent? If he is a tight player, he may be playing with ace-king, or maybe even aces up with a hand like ace-jack. In that case, you might want to bet as much as 2/3 the pot. If you can put him on a strong hand or two, most online players will call all in here most of the time, holding 2 pair. There are many other considerations here, but it all comes down to variations of the pot size, be that fractions or multiples of. Even good players will make mathematical-based calls when they suspect they are behind if you make a reasonable bet compared to the size of the pot. So what did he have? Well, this was in fact a real hand, and I was the player with the set of sevens here. I actually put my opponent on at least a strong ace here, so I made a value bet of 600, and after a few agonizing seconds, he called and turned over ace-queen suited. Now, because he took some time to think about the call, that made me feel that this was the perfect size bet compared to the pot, as quite possibly any amount more than this, he might have been more inclined to fold. Value betting the right amount takes practice in any poker game, so be patient and review your value bets after the fact in order to become really good at choosing how much to value bet. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more poker video tutorials, visit the Poker School at PattyPowerPoker.com.